So let's create a stem and leaf display for the table on the left. These data values start as low in the lowest numbers are in the 20s, the highest numbers are in their 70s. So we can just start listing them. There's a 29, so I'll put a 9 next in the 20s row. There's a 28, 27. Oftentimes these will be listed in ascending order, but I don't believe that's a requirement. Looking for 30s now. We've got a 31 and a 32. So 1 and 2. We've got a 39. And so this tells me not only did I have 3 pieces of data that were in the 30s, but it tells me what the 3 pieces were: a 31, 32, 39. Alright, looking at my 40s, I've got a 44, a 45, another 44, and in this case you do list duplicated values twice, 47 and a 43. We'll look at our 50s, 50, 56, 58, and 59. 60s, we have a 60, 62, 68. 70s, we have a 71 and 72. And just to make sure I didn't miss any, I have 20 pieces of data there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11, 15, 18, 20. So I've got them all, and this is our stem and leaf display. Alright, now let's get into a histogram. This will be good practice for us. We'll start with creating a frequency distribution, then we'll make a histogram, and then we'll make a frequency polygon. So we're showing here the top 25 grossing North American concert tours in millions of dollars for the years 1985 to 2008. We're going to first construct a frequency distribution, and the first class is going to be 80 to 91. And fortunately, these are all in order. So if our first class is 80 to 91, looks like those classes from 80 to 91 is 12. Another way of noticing this is the next number after 91 would be 92. And the difference between 80 and 92 is 12. So that means our classes are going to begin at 92. 12 more is 104. That'll be our lower limit. 116, 128, 140, 152. Alright, now if I add 12 to 91, I get 103. And as a double check, you'll see that we go from 103 to 104. So if I add 12 to 103, I get 115, and as a double check, we go from 115 to 116, and so forth. 127, 139, 151, and 163. At this point, let's check our frequency. As I said, these are already in descending order, but they're in order, so it makes it easy to collect. Our 80 to 91 class has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 12. Our 92 to 103 class has 4. Our 104 to 115 class has 3. Our 116 to 127 class has 2. Our 128 to 139 class has 3. 140 to 151, there aren't any. And 152 to 163, there's one. So we have completed our frequency distribution. Now let's create a histogram. We'll need our data table that we just created, our frequency distribution. And I have here a chart. I've got my 80 to 91 column here, and so I'm going to need 12. So I will shade this in. See, probably work better with a highlighter. I won't make you watch me do that. I realize I neglected to add in our labels. Down here, this is the income, or the gross, in millions of dollars. And on this side we have the number of concerts. Alright, I've got our first one, which is the largest. Distribution done. We also have 92 to 103, there were 4, so I'll take a line up to 4. And 104 to 115, we've got 3. 116 to 127 was 2. 128 to 139 was 3. 140 to 151, we didn't have any. And then 152 to 163, we had 1. And again, I won't put you through the pain of watching me fill this in, but we do need to do that. And this is what our completed histogram will look like. Again, we've got no space between classes. We start at 0. And we've got our first one here, 2, 3. And each class has its own bar. So now let's look at a frequency polygon. Now with the frequency polygon, we're slightly different. Notice that I have marked our class marks, and I'm going to, for the class 80 to 91, our class mark is an 85.5, and I will mark for that. We've got a 12. For the 92 to 103, our class mark is 97.5. That'll be 4. For our class mark for the 104 to 115 is 109.5. That's 3. And then we go to 121.5, which is 2. 133.5, which is 3. 145.5, which is 0. 157.5, which is 1. And to complete our polygon, we're going to start at 0 before the first class and end at 0 after the last class. And we'll draw that in. We get our first bar. We'll just connect the dots. And this is our frequency polygon.